Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. As I mentioned in my last video, this is the longest fight ever. This entire video is this one fight. I do die, I believe, one time, maybe halfway through, so that adds an extra minute and a half or so. But this is the longest fight freaking ever. But hey, you get to see lots of Chakram launcher footage, so why not? It's also just an irritating fight in how you're placed and how they're placed. There's that incredibly annoying huge chunk of cover right there, and I do realize that I could be using Singularity to pull them out of that and whatever. But it's not just that. There's that huge thing of cover, there's the corner to my far right that they can hide behind, there's another chunk of cover behind that, and then of course on top of everything there's smoke, and I just have this one extremely small little box to work in. And I'm sure you can go out of here and survive, but I don't see how it's a good idea. You know, I could move up to that thing of cover in front of me and use that as my fire base, I guess, but this area seems to be much safer. There's the two poles, like I'm hiding behind a pole right now. There's another pole behind me, and then there's these little, you know, there's the outer perimeter that I can use as cover. So I have a lot of space to fall back on when they throw grenades, and they do. As you've already seen, you know. So it's inevitable. There's one right there. And I meant to not take cover, and I died. Yet another example of I actually rolled, but... Or no, I think I didn't roll. I was trying to sprint, and it just immediately, rather than sprinting, knocked me into cover behind that pole. It's just one of the flaws of the game's cover system. I mean, it's good for what it does, but there are a lot of accidental deaths just associated with taking cover when you meant to move past cover. I think part of that is just the fact that the all-in-one button they use. Shift is roll. I mean, it's bound for me, shift. It's roll, it's use, it's take cover, it's sprint. I mean, it does way too many things. And I, you know, understand why they were trying to do that, to require less keybinds, but it's not necessary. I also feel like, largely, it more had to do just with the fact that this game is also on the Xbox 360, and they needed that functionality on the Xbox 360 controller, because they had limited buttons to work with, and so that carried over to the PC, even though you could easily separate that into multiple buttons. But it is what it is, not much you can do about it. You'll notice after my death, I actually tried to peek out of this box that I'm stuck in, see if there's a place that I could move to. There might be some other cover on my far right, like a lower ground area, though I really don't see why you would want to go to low ground. That's generally not a good idea. Makes it harder to get away from grenades. It makes it easier for them to throw grenades actually on point. So yeah, I don't see how that's a good idea. And again, I'm running out of ammos, and here again are just no opportunities to get ammo. Part of the problem is there is ammo, and I'm realizing this now. There is ammo. Enemies do drop it, and I knew that, but it disappears really quickly. So when they do drop ammo, you really need to go out and get it, or it disappears, and obviously on Insanity that's usually not going to happen. I mean, that's generally a good idea, a good way to get you killed. On lower difficulties, you have that luxury, you have the luxury of really pushing forward and being more aggressive, but right now, especially on a first playthrough where I don't know what surprises may lurk, you know, ahead of me, I generally am playing very defensively, and I'm playing in the far back as an artillery character. Now, if I was playing an infiltrator, or if I was playing a vanguard, that would be different. I wouldn't be playing this way. Even as a soldier, I wouldn't be playing this way necessarily. But as an engineer, it's just... it's the safer way to go, and right now, I prefer the margin of error. Now, I will be using the shotgun soon, but for right now, this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. And there's just no reason for it. There's really no reason for me to be more aggressive than I am. This works just fine, though I am out of ammo on my Chakram launcher, and I'm getting out of range, out of effective range for the Shuriken pistol. And believe it or not, this fight goes on for another freaking, like, minute? Minute and a half? Just because it's another example of they have infinite reinforcements. You kill 10 guys and another 10 come right behind them. It just seems unnecessary. And now they're finally closing with the shield guys. And Liara is dead, so I don't have that cheese to, you know, to work with. I don't have the Singularity cheese to just immediately rip their shields out of their hands. But he went for Caden, so not an issue. Lucky me. Notice how he completely ignored the drone. The drone is not as good as it used to be. It's still very good. I mean, it is. especially I'm sure it'll be better when it's upgraded. But compared to what it used to be, I mean, enemies always immediately targeted the drone. Like, everybody. It was a great distraction. Now they don't really target it as often. They only really target it when it's directly attacking them for the most part. Singularity, I think, might actually be better than Drone now, though I can't make that call yet, whereas Drone was certainly better than Singularity in Mass Effect 2 on Insanity. But now that it can affect basically everything, I mean, shields are actually rather rare. Oh, goodness, I think the fight's actually over. That was anticlimactic. So that's done. And I think the rest of the video is just me progressing to my next weapon and then switching my loadout, which you'll see in a bit. So if you have no interest in seeing that, you can stop watching here, I guess. But I will be switching. I'll now be finding the Vindicator rifle, battle rifle, which, if you recall, is a 3-shot burst rifle. Shoots bursts of 3 shots, I should say. That's a less idiotic way to describe it. Yeah, the chakram launcher is actually rather heavy. The Vindicator's way lighter. This is the Avenger. Interesting. So the chakram launcher is definitely a very heavy rifle relative to the others. But I'm done with assault rifles for now. I used the Vindicator plenty in the previous game. I wonder, you know, notice these things say Vindicator 1, you know, whatever weapon 1, so I wonder if you can upgrade them to 2 and 3 and whatever at some point. I wonder how that affects them. But I believe I am now going to switch over to the Crusader shotgun and also, yes, the Hurricane. And I take a significant power recharge penalty because of how heavy the freaking Crusader is. Better be really good for how heavy it is. I actually haven't gotten an opportunity to try it yet, as this video is coming to a close, and I'm literally stopping playing and then editing and doing voiceover and then rendering and then posting on YouTube as I play, and I can't play when I render because it takes too much processing power to do so. So this is it, guys. Thanks. I'm just gonna demo these real quick. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and I will get back to you. And have a good one. I'm gonna cut out here. Later, guys.